Ain't gonna let nobody do it. Turn me round, turn me round.
4 months later, in Washington, D.C., a remarkable day of peace would prevail. On August 28, 1963, more than 250,000 people sprawled beyond the shadow of the Lincoln Memorial to demand equal rights. 23-year-old John Lewis was the youngest speaker at the historic event.
I had no idea on that day that there would be so many people. When I was introduced, I said, "This is it," and I went for it.
We do not want our freedom gradually, but we want to be free now.
When Martin Luther King Jr. took the podium, it was clear that the civil rights movement had reached a crescendo.
I have a dream today.
But the movement would be severely tested. Less than 2 weeks later, on September 15, 1963, it was Youth Sunday at the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham.
The youth were in charge of everything that happened on those Sundays. It was our chance to shine.
15-year-old McKinstry, active in the student protests earlier that year, served as Sunday school secretary.
My job was to record attendance, and in order to go upstairs, you had to pass the girls' bathroom. And when I arrived at the door of the bathroom, I saw my 4 friends standing there. Everybody was talking, everybody was smiling and laughing, and we were dressed in white. As I came up these steps and was walking out into the sanctuary, the phone was ringing in this office. This was the church office during that time. And I stepped inside to answer the phone. There was a male caller on the other end who said 3 minutes. And just as quickly as he said that, he hung up.
Moments later, as she walked into the church sanctuary, a powerful explosion blew a gaping hole into the side of the building.
I heard the rumble of the thunder and the explosion, and I heard the glass come crashing in, and someone said, "Hit the floor." And right here, I fell on the floor. Everyone in the church just fell on the floor. And it was deathly quiet.
A bomb had been planted near a window in the rear of the church.
And it happened to be the window of the women's bathroom where the girls were. This was the window to the girls' bathroom. And the bomb exploded about 10:22 a.m. that Sunday morning.
4 innocent girls, Addie Mae Collins, Denise McNair, Carol Robertson, and Cynthia Wesley, were killed instantly.
I had no idea that my friends had never made it out of the bathroom. The blast just sort of took them all in one swoop. I felt sick inside. I felt numb.
Footage of the aftermath appeared on the news, and soon the blast in Birmingham echoed around the world.
I was in Alabama, and I went straight to Birmingham. Stood across the street from the church, said a prayer, and I knew then that we had much more work to do.
Today, 100 miles away in Montgomery, people from across the country gather to honor those 4 girls and all who lost their lives in the name of social justice.
We gather here to remember many of our beloved friends, colleagues, others that we didn't know, never met. Remember dates and places in our history of this long, ongoing struggle.
It was a special moment to remember so many who have given their lives for this and continue to do so.
There's a little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine. I'm gonna
It was such a bloody, awful thing that had happened. You know, you have to revisit a time when hatred was palpable and you had forgotten it. You know, it was sort of time to take a deep breath and say how lucky I was to come. And it was really a sort of celebration